Before you came round, my heart would never beat much faster. Before you came round, I was ready to slow down.
Hey you guys, it's Hannah B here, and I wanted to give you guys a makeup video, of course, about the Beauty Bakerie Cake Mix foundation. Now this foundation has been out for a while, so this is not a first impression. I have definitely already used it. As you can see, right here, I've been using this, but I did want to give my opinion about the foundation and go ahead and do a review and a demo for you guys, which is one of the reasons why I did wait so long to do a video on the foundation. And yeah, so I'm just gonna jump into the next scene and you're gonna see me put on the foundation. Also, ignore all of this. I'm doing some things with my closet, so like a lot of my clothes are on my bed, and if you hear a lot of running around and scattering of feet, it is my puppy in the background keeping up a lot of noise. He is out, he is playing, he's running around, and I actually will have a video for you guys about my dog. I will also have a video for you guys about this hair, so don't freak out. You're not missing anything. Some things are gonna be popping up for you guys, and I'm gonna make sure that everybody gets the specs on everything that they want. So with that being said, to the next thing. Alright you guys, so I've basically already done my eyebrows, my eyes, and I have color corrected. So the first thing that I'm going to go ahead and do, what I'm going to go ahead and tell you, is that I did already prime my face. Obviously I primed my face, and I already preset my face with Max Fix Plus, and I'm going to explain later why I did this instead of using my regular setting spray. So here's the bottle. It's frosted glass, and it has like this rose gold chromey type of cap. I know you can't really see it, it's a little dirty, not gonna lie, because I've been using it. And I'm just gonna go ahead and get into the application process like I said earlier. Now I was using it with a sponge earlier, and it looked good with the sponge, but I found out that it looked a lot better with a flat top brush. So that's what I'm gonna use. But they do have their signature blending eggs for 20 bucks. You get a pack of 6, and also when you order a foundation you get one. So I ordered the pack of 6, and then I ended up getting an extra that I gave to my friend girl. So yeah, but this is what they're looking like. They're really soft, and compared to the Real Techniques sponges, they're a little bit more sturdier, firmer, I guess you could say. But that's that. So I'm just gonna go ahead and just do my regular application with this, so I can show you guys how I apply this. I put 2 pumps onto the top of my brush. I always do everything on my brush first because that's just how I am. And I just basically stamp it, and then I go in and just kind of move it around. Now this is the number 15, like I did state earlier. I got 17, and 17 was a lot brighter, and I ended up giving it to my sister because she's actually closer to that color than I am. And the reason that I decided to try it with the brush one day really is because I was using the sponge, because I use the sponge with all of my foundations for the most part, especially if if they give off like a certain consistency. I find it just easier to use the brush with it. And so I was using the sponge applicator process first, and I realized that it's cool, but it's actually sucking up a lot of the product like this was a more liquidy foundation, and it's not. So I thought that was a little weird, but I wanted to use get as much product as I could on my face at one time, so I figured that I would try using a brush. And this is just a regular flat top brush, or kabuki style brush, I guess you can say. And I'm just gonna blend out my brows here. and it just, I don't know, it just worked really better. It just worked better, more better. It worked more effectively than the brush did in terms, and then the sponge did in terms of putting as much product on my face as possible. Now usually with my eyebrows, I do go back with a sponge and kind of clean up around my eyebrow area. I'm just gonna get like a half squirt and go back over my under eye area and make sure that we are getting rid of all of that orange. And I'm just gonna blend it down. And now I'm gonna go back over my brows. Okay, so here it is fully applied. So I went ahead and got the Cake Face highlighter. Well, the Cake Face concealer. This is a really thick product. Please use sparingly, and it probably worked better with a brush. I haven't personally tried it with a brush yet, so this will actually be my first time trying this with a brush. I've tried it with a sponge twice, and it worked, but it didn't work. So I'm gonna go ahead and apply it with a brush and see what the difference is. Alright, so with this product, I'm gonna go ahead and do one side at a time because it does dry up and set pretty quickly. So I'm just gonna do a little bit here, and I'm just gonna go in with a small stippling brush and see what the difference is. This concealer is a little lighter than what I would usually use, and so I might go back over it. Wow, it blends out actually really pretty with the brush. It's crazy. It's a little patchy. Now, when I was using this with the sponge, this concealer literally would move my entire foundation. Like, it would move my whole face underneath, and I really wasn't feeling that. So that's why I just decided to use a brush this time to see what the difference would be, if there is a difference. My lighting is doing weird things because my highlighter is so, well, my foundation, Jesus Christ, because my concealer is so bright. I'm having to back up. It's so crazy. And I'm not gonna do my whole face like I usually do because I am a little terrified. I'm gonna do one swipe across the chin and one down the center of my nose. I'm just gonna blend these out. Let's see how pigmented this is. Now this concealer is very thick. It's very sticky. It really is like thick, full coverage, you know, cake face. This is like, that's exactly what it is. The name does not lie about it at all. Now from this point, I'm just gonna finish my face the way that I normally would. I'm gonna come back and give you guys my thoughts on the foundation and the product, well, the concealer and the foundation, and how I feel about Beauty Bakerie in general from these two products. Okay, you guys, this is the final look that I came up with using this foundation and this concealer. So let me go over some things that I do like about the foundation, some pros and cons. Pro, it is a demi matte foundation. I have really oily skin, so this is great. You know, like I don't have to do all of the tons of presetting that I used to do under my foundation when I would wear like naked skin, or when I would wear the Too Faced Born This Way foundation. Like I had to do a lot of work underneath so that I wouldn't be as oily if I would have just primed and put the foundation on the regular way. With this foundation, really all I do is just prime my face. Sometimes I spray my face before, sometimes I don't. It just kind of really depends. But it's super matte and it doesn't oil up really at all. When you put it on it does oxidize darker than the color that it was. So if you have noticed from before and after, my face did oxidize to the actual, I guess, shade that it is supposed to be versus the shade that it is presented as. Cons about this foundation: it is thick. It is very thick. That's why I realized that the brush was better than the sponge, even though sponges usually do thicker foundation. But it's very thick. I'm not really a fan of that, and it does crease a lot. Now I'm not sure what I'm supposed to be doing to not make it crease as much. Most foundations crease on me in my smile line area, but I have mastered with a couple of other foundations for them not to crease as much. However, with this one, I have no idea. It's like I have craters on the side of my mouth after a while, and I really don't know what I'm supposed to do to fix that. Now with the Cake Face Concealer, I don't know how much of a fan I am of this. I don't know if I would be interested in repurchasing this, but it's definitely full coverage. The foundation, in my opinion, is full coverage as well, but the concealer is definitely full coverage. And honestly, I would use this more as a, like, what concealers were actually made to do, which is conceal things. So I would probably actually use this as a concealer under my makeup to conceal like dark spots or like acne or breakouts or something like that, versus using it as a highlight in the more contemporary way that we do makeup. But I don't know. I'm gonna work with it a few more times. Honestly, this is only like my third time using the concealer since I've had it, and it's been about a month. But I'm gonna give it a couple more tries before I just all outright say that I don't like it. But I'm not the biggest fan of it right now. And that's pretty much it. This is how my face looks. As you can see, the concealer. Oh, that's another thing. The concealer doesn't really blend that well. I don't know if it's something that I'm doing or not doing. I tried it with the sponge and it completely moved my makeup. And then the brush, it actually didn't move my makeup, but it just kind of, like, it dries really fast, you know. Now I do get that these products are allegedly supposed to be like the new wave of waterproof makeup. So like, take me on the first day to the pool if you think you really bout it, my face not going nowhere. Like, that's what I heard that this makeup was supposed to be. It's supposed to be like, I guess, summertime friendly. And it is pretty. It does have pretty finishes, but I don't know how I feel about this at all. That's pretty much it, you guys. Really short, really sweet, and catch you guys in the next video. Make sure you rate, comment, and subscribe. If you don't follow me on social media, you should. It's Hannah Burnell W on all forms of social media. Hannah Burnell W, no spaces. That's me. So there you go. Hope you guys enjoyed this kind of review-ish kind of video, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.